Good morning, children. I hope you all have gone through both the videos that I had already sent to you and you have understood this poem very well. Now, today we are going to do poetic devices used in this poem. The first poetic device that is there is enjambment. What is enjambment first? Let us see. When one sentence continues into two or more lines, okay, it means when in which one line of poetry rolls on to the next line without any pause. Now you could see the example given over here, okay. You see this not a simple zap of knife, no punctuation mark you could find over here, okay. Same thing, rising out of it, feeding, at the end no punctuation marks. So this we call enjambment. See the next example. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. After chop, no punctuation marks. Okay. Miniature bows, which if unchecked will expand again to former size. So again no punctuation mark. So this is what we call enjambment. I hope you have understood this. Now let's see next one, metaphor. This is very commonly used and you all are familiar with it. I hope so. Okay, but don't get confused with metaphor and simile. Okay, similarity is there but still differences are there. What is it? Metaphor is a comparison between two unlike objects, but the word of comparison like or as is not used. If you are using like or as, it means which figure of speech it is? Simile, not metaphor. Okay, so don't get confused with this. So let's see the example. Leprous hide. Okay, leprous hide. The what is it? The uneven color of the surface of the trunk of a tree is compared to the skin of a person suffering from leprosy. So this comparison has been made, okay, with the skin of a person suffering from leprosy. As I told you, it's a disease, okay. So that is why metaphor is used. Now next example is bleeding bark. Okay, bleeding bark, it means the sap coming out of tree. What is sap? Sap is what? It is a watery liquid in plants and trees. Okay, so it is coming out of tree. Fine. In the same way as it bleeds, as human body bleeds, in the same way. So the comparison is done. So what is it? The sap coming out of tree where it is cut compared to the bleeding from the wound in a human body. So this comparison is done, that sap is coming. Sap means what I told you, watery liquid in plants. Okay, watery liquid in plants. So that is called what? Sap. Okay, it is coming out of tree where it is cut to compared to the bleeding from the wound in a human body. So this comparison is done, but we are not using, okay, what? As or like. So it is metaphor. Now next is alliteration. Again you all are familiar with it. It is the repetition of sound, okay, maybe consonant sound or letter at close intervals. It is used to lend lyrical or musical element to the poem. So you can identify this part over here very easily. What is it? Bleeding bark. So this B sound is repeated. Okay, so that is why what we call alliteration. White and wet. Here W sound is repeated. So this is what? Alliteration. Fine. Now next is repetition. Okay. Now repetition is what? Is a using a word or phrase or clause a number of times. You can say a word or sentence is repeated to lay emphasis on it. Okay, or you can say it is a word, phrase or clause used number of times with the purpose of emphasis or to provide unity to the poem. Okay, so you could see this pull out. Okay, pull out is used so many times. For example, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be rope tied and pull out, snapped out. Okay, or pull out entirely out from the earth cave. So this is used repeatedly. Okay, so to lay what? To lay emphasis on it. Fine. So that is why we are saying it is repetition. I hope you all have understood this part very well. Okay, Now we are going to stop this, go through this, identify all the figure of speech used in this poem and understand very well. Okay, still any problem you can ask me the question. Fine, thank you.